Previously on Against All Odds, just when you thought slicing people in half and dancing with fire was pushing boundaries, step into the world of theatrical and mime curiosity with artist Dennis Clare. This inviting realm of performance encourages audiences to interpret and explore communication beyond just spoken language, sparking the imagination.
I work with giant slinkies.
Showcasing his talents on cruise ships, television, and theatre venues globally. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you, Dennis Clare.
So hey Dennis, welcome to the show. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I very appreciate you coming down and talking about your life experience. What influenced you to pursue theatre and mime as an entertainment art?
That goes back to when I was in my early 20s. And I'd just gone through art school. I trained as a visual artist. I trained in ceramics and sculpture. And my dad was into amateur theatre, so there was already that kind of influence there in my life. But something just captured me about the visual aspect of mime, the illusions of mime. It's a bit like, I suppose, the work of a magician. They deal with illusions, and in mime you deal with illusions as well, but you use your body to do it. And so from that point on, I just started to pursue a performing career, learning mime and training and stuff. And my influence as far as mime goes came when I went to America and I connected with a guy called Reed Gilbert. What I do as far as the illusions that I have, a lot of them I've learnt from Reed in his beautiful work and how he used to use mime to communicate too.
So what is the artistic element that separates your acts from everyone else's? Theatre and mime is so different to, let's say, a magician or juggling.
I guess there's not too many of us around as far as being a mime. I suppose it's the combination of how I also use story and humour. Humour really is one of the foundations of my work. It is said that it comes from a medical term which means fluid of life. So it is about story, it is about the stories of life and stuff. And mime lends itself to communicate without words. What sets it aside is that you have to use your visual sense. And that's what I love to do. I love to give people something that's visually pleasing. And I saw a little doco not long ago about Michael Jackson, of him working on and putting together the moonwalk, which actually comes from a mime walk. It was about how he wanted to really please his audience by giving them that gift of that visual sense. If it's put together well and it's visually stunning, that's what really fascinates me, and that's what I want to bring the audience.
You got to have arms. Oh yeah, with all that charms.
The human body, we have a thing what we call the kinesthetic sense. And that's the point where we can empathise with another person. So if you're watching, say, a movie and you see something scary, say in a movie theatre, your reaction is to grab the person next to you, even if you don't know them, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we all have this common knowledge. We've all used objects in our life. We've all had a drink, we've all, eaten, all that sort of stuff. And all mime does is take away the object. It's still there as an illusion. How I do it, I suppose, if it's done right, then people will recognise their own action in it. Because we've all had a drink, we've all eaten an apple, we've all walked down the street. So it's not as though I'm telling them something that they haven't seen before. It's just presenting something that's familiar to them, but it doesn't have the objects, but it's also giving them that illusion. And so then you start to put it into story, because the seat that people sit on, that's a journey. And you bring them forward and then you let them relax to where they just about to hit the back of the seat, then you pull them forward again. And so hopefully that's how you capture the audience, and they're part of your story, and they go with you in it.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Very amazing.
As far as originality goes, it is about treading your own creative path. If you're treading someone else's, you'll just be an imitator. You'll just imitate what someone else has already done. But in treading your own path, it's an untrod path. And you've got to work out things as you go, and then you collect with you a little sack that you put things in, and you know what works and what doesn't work. But as far as my solo work, I work with giant slinkies. That was an apparatus that's pretty much my trademark these days. And that came about because I was commissioned by the Art Gallery of New South Wales to create a performance piece based on surrealism. And so the piece I normally perform to open a show is that I go from a body bag, a black body bag, and that gets sucked into the slinky, giant slinky. Two masks appear, then I turn around, then an eye comes out, because the whole thing of surrealism is about eyes.
Said I'm looking at you, baby. Yeah, I got my eye on you. Yeah, I said I'm looking at you. I'm with my eyes on you. Yeah, well, I got my eye. I'm looking at you, baby. You got the shimmer and shake. Hey, you got the quiver. You got the quiver and quake. Hey, you got the shimmer, shimmer, shake it up. Hey, quake it up, shake it up. Hey, you got the...
So what obstacles have you encountered while on this journey and on this path, and how did you overcome these setbacks and challenges?
As far as obstacles, I think in some ways a lot of artists are always on struggle street and always struggling to put food on the table. And I've experienced that throughout my whole life many a time. Being paid a decent wage for what you do. It's not just for artists, there's a lot of other people struggling with those, you know, that whole financial burden as well. But also too, it can be as simple as of having a space that is set aside where you can work and perform. You need a studio, I suppose, and that's hard to come by as well. Often I'm pushing furniture aside in my house and, you know, working there. But having a creative space is really important.
What would you suggest the audience, how would they push themselves to reach a dream goal, one like yourself?
That's a really good question. I think it's a really important one too for anyone out there that is just stepping into performing. You've got to pay your dues. You've got to do your craft, know your work. They say to get good at what you do takes 10,000 hours. I think for any performer, be strong in yourself. Yeah. And trust your internal creative process. Don't listen to the negative stuff, you'll always get that. You know, we can have 10 great comments or 9 great comments and one lousy one. What are we going to remember? You've got to have a thick skin, you've got to have resilience as an artist. No matter what your art is, trust that internal process, trust your own creativity and follow that path. But it's going to feed your soul. You know, your own creativity will feed your own soul. But the nice thing about when you share it with others, you'll feed theirs as well. That's my advice, is, yeah, don't give up.
Thank you for being on the show, Dennis. It's really much appreciated for giving us your wisdom.
Oh, thanks, Ryan. Yeah, it's my pleasure. My pleasure, thanks.